It is here that the initiative of the American paratroopers, today, as in the past, becomes a crucial element of the battlefield. The paratroopers before you execute a series of well-rehearsed drills that can be applied on any terrain and against a myriad of threat scenarios. They are prepared to succeed against an unknown enemy situation through their training, initiative, and leadership. As the assault element prepares to enter the building, combat engineers from the 307th Airborne Engineer Battalion place a flex linear explosive charge on the door of the building to explosively breach the door. Once the door is breached, a 4-man assault element will clear the building of any hostile forces and immediately transition to search for any material of intelligence value to support the broader mission. Report enemy activity to your north, conduct movement to contact, and be prepared to receive information en route. Battle 6, Bravo 36, Roger, moving to contact to my north. Request permission to destroy objective Spurs. 2-6, Battle 6, Roger, execute. The commander has just informed his platoon leader that the enemy is massing a counterattack to the north. The platoon leader will quickly retrograde from the objective and prepare to move north to respond. The engineers are now inside the building and placing explosive charges against load-bearing beams. These charges will destroy the building and ensure the enemy cannot use this site in the future. As the engineers place the charges, the platoon leader is ensuring security remains established, is accounting for all of his paratroopers, and is developing a hasty plan for their movement to contact mission to the north. This type of agile flexibility to react to the situation as it develops is a hallmark of the American paratroopers' ethos. Enabled by the Embracer, this single platoon, among others operating within the airhead, are able to react to the situation with tremendous speed and agility while integrating Army and Joint Fighters to support their operations.
a lot shorter than Lisa's.
Great. He's getting out of the way.
Battle 6, this is Battle 3-6. All U.S. forces are off objective spur, standing by the enemy. 3-6, Battle 6, detonate.
Whoa.
All Bravo elements, blue, blue, blue.
With the enemy objective destroyed, the platoon begins its move north to respond to the counterattack.
Oh my gosh,
Battle 6, this is 1-6. I've postured in LZ Ridgeway for helo extraction and follow-on air assault. Acknowledge 1-6, stand by for force in air. Bravo 1-6, this is Corsair 3, on 10-860, 1K to the north, inbound, heavy inside, MPD posture.
Actual update from an additional platoon leader informing him that his element is prepared to execute an air assault mission. In addition to executing airborne and mounted vehicular operations, elements of the 82nd Airborne Division are also prepared to execute helicopter-borne air assaults beyond the initial drop zone. You can now hear the beating rotor blades of 10 UH-60M Black Hawk helicopters approaching from the north. These Black Hawks belong to the 2nd Assault Helicopter Battalion, Corsair, to the 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade. This assault battalion provides air assault, air movement, and medium lift capability to the 82nd Airborne Division. The All-American Division is the only military unit of its magnitude that has the unique capability to conduct simultaneous airborne and air assault joint force military operations as a rapid force projection option for the United States. The UH-60 Blackhawk is a four-bladed twin-engine utility helicopter manufactured by Sikorsky Aircraft. The UH-60A entered service with the U.S. Army in 1979 to replace the Bell UH-1 Airboy as the Army's tactical transport helicopter. Today, UH-60M's primary roles include, but not limited to, air assault, air movement, fast rope insertion, casualty evacuation, and battlefield resupply. It can see the 11 combat-equipped troopers and has one external cargo hook and an extended range capability to remain aloft for over 3 hours. The Black Hawk is the air assault platform of choice for the U.S. Army.
Here we go. Here come the Black Hawks.
Da 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 da.
Yep, you're right. I counted the same amount.
Hey folks, you guys are gonna have to push back there to the end of the tarmac. I don't care if you stay there, but Sergeant Major says so.
I need you all to move.
Dude, come on, yes, definitely. My husband's 9.
They're sitting, look at, they're just gonna let some people out. Do you want to sit? Or do you want me to carry you? You want to sit? You want to stand? Sit, what do you want to do? Sit down? I stay right by the stroller though, baby, okay? You cannot move any further. No, you can't sit down there. That's not allowed. Put my lipstick back.
Now that the air assault element has departed the landing zone, both howitzer systems will receive a call to fire to prosecute targets around the objective area to facilitate the safe exfiltration and cover the movement of Task Force Fury.
How loud it's going to be, so I'm going to help you cover your ears, right?
Low 20, this is Cannonball 20. 5-4 back over.
second. I see Miss Sandy.
Very front always.
Shot over. Shot over.
Yeah, I know.
Blast over. Blast out.
There's smoke coming from everywhere though, look. All in front of us.
What's that?
Oh, hot. Come here, bud. Okay, remember?
I'll look all of us.
Okay, they got smoke screens going up here on the field.
Round complete. Target number Lima Hotel 1319. Over. Round complete out.
That's why I'm
End of mission. Target number Lima Hotel 1319. 4 technical vehicles destroyed. 10 enemy KIA. Over. End of mission. Target number Lima Hotel 1319. 4 tactical vehicles destroyed. 10 enemy KIA out.
At this time, if you direct your attention to the right of the drop zone, you will see 2 high-mobility artillery rocket system HIMARS launchers are positioned onto the hilltop to our south. These systems are capable of rapid airland operation to facilitate a quick strike.
¿Qué pasa?
Now see the division, led by Major General Eric Perilla, Command Sergeant Major Michael Green, crossing Sicily drop zone, advancing through the smoke headed towards the reviewing stand.
Wow.
Comprised of your left and your right, headquarters battalion. Alongside headquarters battalion, you will also see 50 of our international partners representing paratroopers from the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Italy, and Chile. Next, you'll see the 1st Brigade Combat Team, the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, consisting of 1st Battalion, 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 501st Parachute Infantry Regiment, 3rd Squadron, 73rd Cavalry Regiment, the 127th Engineer Battalion, and the 307th Brigade Support Battalion. The 2nd Brigade Combat Team, the 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment, consisting of 1st Battalion, 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 1st Squadron, 73rd Cavalry Regiment, 37th Engineer Battalion, the 407th Brigade Support Battalion. The 3rd Brigade Combat Team, the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, consisting of 1st Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 1st Battalion, 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 5th Squadron, 73rd Cavalry Regiment, 307th Airborne Engineer Battalion, and the 82nd Brigade Support Battalion. The Division Artillery, consisting of 1st Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment, 2nd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment, and 3rd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment. The 82nd Combat Aviation Brigade, consisting of the 1st and the 17th Cavalry Squadron, 182 Attack Reconnaissance Battalion, 282 Assault Helicopter Battalion, 382 General Support Aviation Battalion, and the 122nd Aviation Support Battalion. The 82nd Airborne Division Sustainment Brigade, consisting of 189th Combat Service Support Battalion and the 82nd Special Troops Battalion. You may have noticed that not all of our formations are equal in size, and many of our colors are cased. There are over 2,500 paratroopers from across the division operationally deployed protecting our freedoms. 3rd Squadron, 73rd Cavalry Regiment from the 1st Brigade Combat Team is currently deployed in support of Operation Freedom Sentinel, and elements from every formation of the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment are deployed in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Elements of the 2nd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment from the Division Artillery are deployed in support of Operation Freedom Sentinel and Operation Inherent Resolve. At this time, we request that veterans begin assembling northeast of the hard stand. Veterans, paratroopers from 3rd Brigade Combat Team, the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, will assist you veterans in forming up by era as we prepare for the Veterans March portion of the Airborne Review. Formed 100 years ago at the start of World War I, the 82nd Division was initially an experiment. For the first time, a group of Americans came together from all over the country to fight as a single unit. Representing every state of the Union in the full spirit of the early 1900s American experience, this new division was nicknamed the All-Americans. In the Great War's critical moments in St. Mihiel and Moustargon, when the fate of the world hung in the balance, the All-American soldiers stood tall. After the war, our soldiers re-entered American life. From 1919 to 1921, the division remained an active unit, and then in 1922, the 82nd was moved into the Army Reserves. In 1942, with the clouds of war once again gathering over our nation, the 82nd was mobilized and reorganized as America's 1st Airborne Division. In July 1943, the division led the first large-scale airborne assault in American history, Operation Husky, the Allied invasion of Sicily, the first of 4 airborne assaults conducted by the 82nd in World War II. However, with the division spearheading of the D-Day cross-channel assault, with an airborne insertion in Normandy, France, on the night of June 5, 1944, that would make the 82nd Airborne Division renowned around the world. Following the surrender of Germany, the 82nd was ordered to Berlin for occupation duty. There, General George Patton embarked on the high discipline of the division's Guard of Honor. From this high point on, the division became known as America's Guard of Honor. Shortly after redeploying from the war, the division was permanently stationed on Fort Bragg, North Carolina. The division continued to serve as the nation's preeminent military force during the Cold War. First, in April of 1965, the All-Americans were alerted for action in response to the Civil War raging in the Dominican Republic. Spearheaded by the 3rd Brigade Combat Team, the 82nd deployed to the Caribbean for Operation Power Pack. Currently, 282, our Falcon Brigade is deployed to Kuwait, Iraq, and Syria in the fight against ISIS, and next month, 182, the Delta Brigade will deploy to Afghanistan. For the past 100 years, our paratroopers have consistently participated in the defining moments of world history. Since 1917, the United States has seen the Great Depression, social revolutions, previously unimagined technological advancements, the digital age, and political turmoil. Throughout the AA patch has remained a symbol of American military might. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for your 82nd Airborne Division. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Colonel Griffin, the 82nd Airborne Division Chaplain.
Would you join me in prayer today? Oh Lord, we have assembled today to witness the most lethal arsenal of weapons and warriors ever known to mankind. We give you thanks for the 100 years of the All-American Division, and for the many times throughout its history that despots, dictators, and terrorists have been crushed and freedom restored by the noble efforts of this great division. I pray that as your hand has guided our past, we may also be granted your favor for the future. May our weapons of war always be for a moral purpose, and may our warriors continue to trust in your strength and to seek your protection. Lord, help, I pray, that this capability of force and strength be balanced with a humble dependence upon your grace and mercy to secure all of our future victories over the enemies of freedom and peace. This prayer I offer in your holy and mighty name. Amen and amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
I'm gonna trust you with that camera.
They're coming right through here.
It's hard to see right there.
Also, I would like to take a moment to recognize our Gold Star families who are seated in the bleachers to the right of the reviewing stand. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand to our Gold Star families and all of those who have served and are now serving in the 82nd Airborne Division. At this time, we would like to recognize the 82nd Airborne Division's Trooper of the Year, NCO of the Year, and Jump Master of the Year. We ask that these individuals move to the center of the reviewing stand. The 2017 82nd Airborne Division Trooper of the Year is Specialist Michael K. Davis, assigned to Headquarters Support Company, 82nd Airborne Division Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion. The 2017 82nd Airborne Division NCO of the Year is Sergeant First Class Stephen Hodgson, assigned to Headquarters and Headquarters Company, 2nd Battalion, 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team. The 2017 82nd Airborne Division Jump Master of the Year is Sergeant First Class Christopher Abramson, assigned to Bandit Troop, 5th Squadron, 73rd Cavalry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team.
I thought I was a different guy too. Yeah, and that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, veterans and families of Fort Bragg and the 82nd Airborne Division, it is my honor to introduce Major General Michael E. Kurilla, the Commanding General of the 82nd Airborne Division.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. That would have been one hell of a jump at 25 knots. So during this past week, we have observed phenomenal efforts from all across the division. And in the words of General Douglas MacArthur, on the fields of friendly strife are sown the seeds that on other days, on other fields, will bear the fruits of victory. But there can be only one winner. And I'm proud to announce the top battalion for this year's All-American Week Centennial Celebration. Drum roll, please. Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment. Get your leadership up here. On the double. Their battalion commander and brigade commander were still on the aircraft. We were able to land quick and get down and out here. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, paratroopers, distinguished guests, our Gold Star families. You are the heartblood of this organization. This week has been an opportunity for us to pay homage to our inherited legacy. Over the past 100 years, there have been so many moments that have helped define who we are as America's Guard of Honor. But as you know, you can never really tell in the moment that you are the start of something that will change the world. 100 years ago, a group of 30,000 laborers, farmers, and blacksmiths assembled in the Georgia heat. Those men could have never known that they would have happened over the next 100 years. 26 years later, a group of all-American visionaries had a dream of a force of soldiers paratrooping from the sky to defeat evil. I wonder if those airborne paratroopers and pioneers ever saw this day. There have been many men, many women, many times, many places since that the 82nd has served. It's been a hell of a century for America's Guard of Honor. When I reflect back in our history, I'm reminded of the words of a former All-American 6. In 1942, then General Ridgway reconstituted this division. He wanted to recall the all-American World War I pride. He said, "It is vitally important to plant in each man's mind that valor endures from generation to generation, that the great deeds of their fathers had performed in France could be repeated by the sons of today." Those words set the foundation for today. Valor endures from the Argonne Forest to Normandy, to Duarte Bridge in Santo Domingo, to Rios International Airport in Panama. Valor endures in the villages of the Mekong Delta, to the streets of Mosul, to the mountains of Afghanistan, and many places in between. Valor endures this day with the Global Response Force, with the Falcon Brigade in Mosul, putting it to ISIS in Iraq and Syria, with 373 CAV right now in Kabul, Afghanistan, and soon most of the Devil Brigade going to Afghanistan and Kosovo. When we reflect on our history, time seems to collapse in on itself. 100 years in the blink of an eye, from doughboys to paratroopers in an instant. When you think about all that has changed in the United States since its birth, it is remarkable to think that the AA patch still endures. This division stands against the erosion of time's tides. Over the past 100 years, we've had a cultural revolution, a series of social revolutions, a technological revolution, the dawn of social media, riots, integration, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, the Red Scare, depression, recession, and natural disasters. All of these things have come and gone, yet the 82nd Airborne remains, as it always has, a symbol of strength and freedom in a dangerous and uncertain world. The 82nd Airborne Division is an American institution, and so shall it be for the next 100 years. All Americans, our legacy continues. We now write the next chapter in history. In 100 years, another group of paratroopers will meet in these stands to celebrate. We'll all be memories then. Names on walls, pictures in hallways, dates and faces and stories that blend in with the mosaic of the all-American legacy. The history that we have set down here this week will by then encompass all of us. Our grandchildren will gather here at that bicentennial. They'll come from all over the country to tell our stories. Stories about friendship, stories about Sicily drop zone, stories about Iraq and Afghanistan, stories about us. They'll wear symbols of this division, they'll carry a part of us, and when they meet, they will shake hands, embrace, and say, "Airborne, all the way." Sound attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the All-American Soldier and the Army Song.
Boots and parachute, we're going up. Put on your wear, all American is boots and parachute with the soldiers of liberty. We're going up, ride their gliders on the air. There's a star there with put on your wear, all American is right. We will parachute on the guns of the force. Airborne,
Yep. It's all about appearance. You just gotta make it look like you're moving a lot. That's why you get that uniform, get the difference. They'll never get it.
Brigade commanders, release your units.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the paratroopers that jumped on Sicily Drop Zone today will move forward to interact with veterans and today's guests. Also, the colors and guidons to your front will remain in position to allow all American alumni and families to locate their units. Please feel free to move on to the drop zone and to view the displays to your rear. Shuttle buses will resume operation at 14:30 p.m. On behalf of General Carrillo, Command Sergeant Major Green, and the entire 82nd Airborne Division, thank you for attendance at All-American Week 100. This 100th year, the 82nd Airborne Division, America's Guard of Honor, remains at the knife's edge for our nation. As always, airborne, all the way.
Well, see, the problem is that these guys might have been positioned there.
Where did they come from back
to, I don't know, they might have been positioned there,
like they were,
waiting and back behind the...
Ladies and gentlemen, due to demand, we are starting to run the shuttle buses now.
They're getting a big kick out of this thing.
Right here, full hard.
Why are you not taking photographs? I'm going through this. You better take photographs.
Diana wants to put on the parachute. She's just looking over her shoulder. So we'll have to do it.
You come put all of your...
There she is.
This is just a bag to put all of your equipment in. If you have radios, your ammunition, anything else that you need to get identified, we're going to jump in. So this is a legacy jumper. So this is a T10 Delta. So this parachute is no longer in service. We don't. Well, I mean, not to the United States. Other countries still jump it.
Probably.
Yep. And the T11 that you put on is right over here.
That's the one we use now.
Yep. That's what you got rigged up with.
Yeah.
There is Diana
They're all jump
getting
masters
into. They filmed it with the other camera.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my son's one too.
Oh great.
How many jumps do you have?
About 35, 38.
So he does a lot of jumps.
Nice.
Good deal. How about him?
You're a
How many does Mike?
lieutenant? First lieutenant?
I'm a captain.
Oh, captain. I'm sorry. I should know better.
How do you use this Mike have? Jumps.
Mike, I think, has about 15, maybe 16.
He's getting there.
He's getting there.
He passed the jump master test in the fall.
It's hard.
And
Needs a school.
Yeah, and you got to remember, so when you go and you check, so when they're coming out, you're checking them as they leave the plane, or they check each other?
On the plane or on the ground?
On the plane.
So on the ground
When do you
beforehand.
do the check? You have to know like everything. As the jump master.
On the ground, everybody will rig up, and then the jump master will do the jump master personnel inspection.
Right.
Okay, so he's
This is hooked to the plane, and once he exits, this starts to come out, and these get pulled right out of these bags.
So these are
So these all,
certain way, right?
these are all folded a certain way. These will all get pulled all the way out, and then once you get to this last stow right here that just says 1 inch, this is the main curve head right here. So this metal pin will get pulled out. The main curve pin will get pulled out, which lets this closing loop release, and then your parachute will get deployed. And it'll pull out your risers and your drone parachute and everything.
So the minute you leave the plane,
So the minute you leave the plane, you're good to go, and you're actually free falling for about 3 to 4 seconds before your 2 to 4 seconds before your canopy starts to inflate and catch your.
because it takes a little bit of time.
Yep, in total it's a 6-second count. So that's when you exit the aircraft, when you should have a fully inflated canopy is about 6 seconds.
And then, so this makes sense. Every one of these is deliberately done.
Exactly. And
Mike,
if you
everything here is
actually open up the whole pack tray, these are actually
packed a certain way.
everything is folded a very certain. All the canopies folded a certain way. And these are the actual risers that are going to be right over his head.
Okay, so when you're doing the jump master test,
Yes.
they're telling you, what my son said was there were 3 major deficiencies and 2 minor deficiencies.
Every jumper has at least a major deficiency and a couple of minor deficiencies, and you do 3 jumpers in total.
And you have to find all 3 majors.
Get all the majors.
And 4 or 5 out of the other
You
ones.
can only miss 2 minors.
That's to pass the test.
That's to pass the test.
Okay, so what's an example of a major deficiency?
So if you were to come through
It has to be something with the parachute, I think.
if you had a cut in the universal static line, that's obviously a major because
Got it.
if it's broken, then you have no parachute deploying. If you have anything wrong with your main curve pin or your main closing loop right here, that's a major deficiency. If you have anything wrong with your reserve parachute, so if you have
That makes sense because you have to
you have certain ties like this black tie right up here next to that retaining tie, or you've got spreader bar ties, which are these red ones in the back. When you do the inspection, you're actually pulling this open, and so that way you can see these.
So how would you activate that?
So the way this works is, if you need to, you pull the red handle. You can do either hand because these face opposite directions. So this one kind of faces to the right, this one faces to the left. There's actually a spring in there called the ejector spring assembly, which sits kind of in the middle of the parachute. So it's about 18 inches long, and it's just a coiled up compressed spring that as soon as you pull it, boom, it pushes your reserve parachute out so it can gain air.
Oh, it's behind the chute.
It is. It's kind of inside of the chute. It's, as they're packing,
Oh, got
a lot of the canopy is like all the way folded up back and forth through here, and then they put the ejector spring assembly in. Then they do a couple more folds of the parachute. And you put your drone parachute on.
Okay, so the ejector spring is probably not in here.
No, it isn't.
It is. Oh, so if you ever pull that off, this thing would just pop out.
So if I pull this right now, you have an orange sleeve of coil that would shoot out probably about to right here.
Oh, wow.
Push out your canopy.
Wow.
We're talking about the minor.
Okay, so what's a minor deficiency?
So a minor deficiency is if you found something that was twisted that you can easily fix. Like if you've got leg straps down here, if you had a twist in a leg strap, if your universal parachute recovery bag was inverted, anything that's not going to cause major issues to the actual parachute system itself.
And they pack these parachutes themselves?
We do not. There are.
Who packs them?
There's a specific part of the quartermaster branch is riggers, and they actually are certified parachute packers, and they spend almost every day packing chutes. They pack chutes and they pack those chutes, and
Yeah, I'd
it's
imagine,
crazy.
right? Because it has to fit.
It's got to be done. It's
So
a very
everything has a
specific
certain,
process.
everything, wait.
Nice.
So everything is done so that all they do is.
Yep, everything is
like
folded a
easy.
certain way. If you come over here, when your son exits the aircraft, the parachute deploys, he counts to 6,000, and he's now getting closer towards the ground, and he'll be able to lower his equipment. So what he'll do there is, this is your upper tie-down tape. He'll pull this out, and then that will release this from his equipment ring right here, and then this gets pulled out. So that lets this whole case be free from his body. Now it's only being held onto here by this hook pile tape lowering. And then when he lowers his equipment, all he has to do is pull that. His ruck will drop about 15 feet below him, and then his weapon.
Oh, you do that before you hit the ground?
Yes. Otherwise, you'll land with all your equipment on you.
And it'll be very hard.
It'll hurt a lot.
Got it.
I've only done it once, and it is not fun.
Oh, the chances of getting injured are high.
Much higher. So you'll pull your about 200 feet above ground level. You'll lower your equipment. His equipment will slide down about 200 feet below. 15 feet beneath him, and then his weapons case will slide down this little piece of nylon, and it will be sitting for him right above above the ground, and he'll hear that hit the ground, and then he'll hit the ground. Good to
And
go.
what, how close?
Between
Between the equipment and
I'm getting my drink.
Now, how often do they make you jump with everything?
almost every time.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So you're
A lot of. There was a time where a lot of people jumped, call it Hollywood, where you only jumped your just your parachute system. But we're trying to move away from that. I mean, it doesn't really teach you or prepare you
simulate
for
if something bad happens.
exactly.
You have to be prepared.
It's good to have the train. If you want to train how you fight, and when you go to fight, you're gonna have this. You're gonna have this. It's all gonna weigh a lot. It's gonna be fun.
super.
Even the guy learning to jump has to know all these things.
Yes.
I mean, you're checking them, but the person that's jumping has to know how to push.
Absolutely.
There's a sequence, right?
So
As they
there's
come out of the plane.
part of rigging up before every airborne operation, a jump master will give them a fit and wear class just to kind of remember to remind them.
Like a just-in-time training.
Exactly. So I mean, there's a certain way that you have to set up your chest strap. Otherwise, me as a jump master, I'm going to inspect you and find that you did it wrong, and now I have to fix it.
We do hold y'all to that for some reason, but it's not. It's on the aircraft. So it's good talking to you.
Always four, at least. So you always
thought
have two safeties and an assistant jump master and a primary
one for
jump
each
master.
side.
Perfect. Yep.
And who stays on the plane after the guys leave? Which jump?
The safeties stay.
Two safeties.
Both
stay.
safeties stay. So the safety will rake all the static lines, and the jump master will once the last jumper is out, the assistant jump master will exit, and then the primary jump master will do that final check where we make sure his assistant jump master left. There's no people in the plane. He's still got green light, and then he'll jump as well.
Two safeties.
The two safeties are still in the plane.
So what do? They close the doors?
Their big thing is to all of these are still hanging outside of the plane.
Yeah.
So they'll retrieve all of the deployment bags with the universal static line modified. They'll pull those in the aircraft. They'll bundle them up, and they'll return them back to. They'll land like with the plane.
Are they all hooked up inside the plane that if they slipped and fell, they wouldn't fall out the door?
The safeties?
The jump master? Yeah.
Jump master, since they are going to exit, they are fully rigged like this.
Got it.
Jump master's wearing all this stuff.
Right.
He's giving the commands and he's checking the door and everything, fully rigged up.
Got it.
The safeties wear the Army emergency bailout parachute. So it's you're not connected to anything. You pull a little toggle. It's a last case emergency. You're never going to be.
God forbid, would you get sucked out?
No, but what I'm saying, inside, they're not like hooked up to something inside to keep them from falling out.
As far as the jump masters or
the safety guys.
No, they're not. They just have a parachute on.
Got it. Okay, so they just got to be. Yeah, exactly. So they're very interesting.
Yeah.
Super. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I think my parents will be.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Do you know Captain Mike Nielsen? This Colonel Bedoin?
I've definitely heard Colonel Bedoin. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard the name Mike Nielsen.
Yeah, you probably.
Well, I'll.
Sure, you have to pull
30 jumps to get this.
30
So
jumps
where
to
did
get
you
the
go
start.
to college?
University of Denver.
Oh, so you're ROTC?
Yes.
University of what?
OTC. I went through the University of Denver.
Denver.
We lived in Denver.
I went to Colorado School of Mines.
Really? Just right down the road.
Exactly.
That's great.
It was my husband's friend.
That's great.
So.
The big parachute is coming down. Okay, they're getting ready. Okay, this is the end of the day. Quite a wonderful time. There's a tow weapon system. This one has the grenade machine gun. The L machine gun.
Next to a gun.
Mortars.
No, you guys are fine.
Want to hold one? That's the line. That's the AT4. It's a disposable rocket that you don't fire one time. Get around. You got it.
Wow.
Okay, so how do you get around? Okay.
Because I know a little more station explodes. I can fortunately it's kind of but it looks like a big it's like a rifle. So you don't just throw anything that needs it.
Okay, so we are getting near the end of this roll of film, and guess who we've got up there on the 50 cal? No, that actually is not a 50 cal, Diana. It's a 40 millimeter grenade machine gun. It's a grenade launcher. Grenade launcher. Oh, amazing. Okay, so this is a 25 millimeter bullet, machine gun bullet, which is twice the diameter. So that means it's 4 times the volume or power of a 50 cal machine gun. Basically. Okay. Nice, guys. This is, and so is this a guidance system or something, or?
This is the feeder assembly that sits on top.
Okay.
Around, put it on top. So I have armor piercing and high explosive. I have 2 different rounds feeding in, and I can switch between them at each point. And as they feed in through the feeder, the sprockets move them onto the bolt face. The bolt face will push it into the breech, and then fire.
And the barrel will be right here. So.
Oh, but there's no barrel in.
So the barrel is mounted on the vehicle right there. You see it pointed down.
Ah.
We also have a full weapon system mounted in there.
Got it. Now, is this thing called the Striker?
No, it's the LAV, light armor vehicle.
Got it.
Correct.
We got to keep these close enough to see the action, but that far enough back to not get hit themselves.
Yes. And what's the distance on the radar that they can detect something?
You want to just put all this in the back of
Is that far out there, really?
Yeah, so I mean you're looking at way past 40 kilometers past that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
40 kilometers.
So it's you got balls. It's definitely beneficial for the artillery because it gives them survivability.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you know how to operate this thing?
This is the biggest version that we have right now and the newest. And then over here we had put it away, but it was like a dome shape. And this is the lighter one that we can now like throw out of aircraft.
Oh, I see. The one over on the other side.
Yeah, it's inside the case already because we were closing down.
Oh, I see. Yep, that's okay. We don't want to stand on line, so we're coming and seeing some of the things we didn't see. It's getting shorter, but it's still.
No, it definitely was all. You can't drive it up. Work it up.
Okay, the end of the day. Oh yeah, you can see.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see the helicopter.